Y'all seen a Navy aircraft carrier, right? 1,200 feet long, 4 acres of flight operations, 4 acres up on the deck. So you take off when you go on Westpac, and that ship is so big, you're lost. 9 months later, when you're pulling back in, it's a rowboat. I hope you get it. It's like, I gotta get off this thing. So I get to meet Second Lieutenant Peters at the Bible study. I said, hey, how do you like flying for the Marine Corps? He goes, man, flying's awesome, but I hate this place. I hate this ship. I hate this command. I hate the organization I'm in. In fact, I'm ready to get out of the Marine Corps. I hate this place. I want to do anything but this. I'm like, really? He goes, yeah, I mean, I joined the Marine Corps to fly, and I got to be the 1% of the 1% that gets to fly in the Marine Corps, and I hate it. I go, what can be so bad? He goes, man, I hate my commanding officer so much, I won't even talk to that guy. That guy's a bonehead moron. Have you ever had to work with somebody that you didn't like? Your head can go straight up, you don't have to point sideways because that's incriminating. Yeah. And he's sitting right on the table. What do you do when you work with somebody you don't like? Avoid them, right? Have you ever had somebody that you didn't like enough that you see them walking down the hall? You're walking down the hall, come on, finish the story. You're like, straight into the room, right? You're like, hey, is he gone yet? Is he gone yet? Is he gone yet? And then you come back out, phew, I almost had to have an interaction. All right. Captain Zahn and Second Lieutenant Peters hated each other so much that they would never communicate, they would never talk. Captain Zahn was the commanding officer of the Marine Corps Helicopter Death, and Second Lieutenant Peters was his new pilot. I watched the scheduling officer make a critical error, and Second Lieutenant Peters was the pilot in command, and guess who the scheduling officer put as his co-pilot? Captain Zahn. So we got 2 guys in front of the CH-46 helicopter that hate each other. I'm up in Vulture's Row, right? That's the 10th level of the aircraft carrier where you can look over and watch flight operations. And of course it's nighttime. It's always nighttime in the Navy. So it's midnight or something. I watched this CH-46 leave the carrier deck. I know who's flying. They got 19 enlisted Marines in the back ready to go conduct a mission. And you guys already know where the story's going, don't you? They go into the traffic pattern, and the tower calls them, hey, secure your lights, you're in my traffic pattern. Strike calls them, get off my frequency, get on your frequency, conduct your mission. I think one pilot goes for the lights, one pilot goes for the radio. You watch this aircraft descend, 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 bam! Impact the ocean, break apart, and 21 people were killed. Everybody died. Stop flight operations, stop everything, put the whaleboats in the water, go try to do rescue operations. Everybody's dead. You know, you watch stuff like that, and you go, you gotta be kidding me, I just watched 21 people die. And you say, well, why'd that happen? So the Navy conducts an investigation. You all know this stuff, you all do it too in the Army. And what do you think the Navy found out when they conducted the investigation? What was the reason for the loss?
Pilot error.
Come on, pilot error. It's always pilot error. So pilot error, right, got it. You know what the Navy doesn't know that Ron Woods knows? I know that the guys in the cockpit had this conversation. Go with me for the last few seconds of Captain Zahn and Second Lieutenant Peters' lives. And more important, the 19 guys in the back who had no idea. Captain Zahn knew that if he could find an unsafe event that tied to Second Lieutenant Peters, he could write him up and get him out of his squadron. Imagine Second Lieutenant Peters flying, scared to death flying next to his senior raider commanding officer, who he doesn't like anyway. And just imagine he starts to go out of the envelope a little bit bad. Captain Zahn notices it. What do you think Captain Zahn's thinking? He's starting to lose control. And this is my golden ticket, right? Write him up, out of my squadron, mission accomplished. I've accomplished everything I want. The only problem with that is he spent the rest of his life waiting for the plane. Dead within seconds. I know he knew that they were going to crack him, that they were going out of a safe envelope. I don't think he knew to the extent. And then we'll never know. So I know that there's something about teams that has to do with a climate. There's something in a team that it can die and people lose their lives when something has to do with the climate that a team exists within. Something to do with the motivation to want to work hard or to do the right thing. There's something that ties to climate in a team. Have you ever been in a team with a lousy climate? Everything's terrible, everything's awful, bitterness, anger, right? The whole litany of stuff. What's it like when the alarm goes off on Monday morning? And you get the opportunity to excel, called go to work. What's it like? You're like, snooze, snooze. Oh, I lose again. Snooze. I start the day with 6 failures. Maybe I'll get sick. Like I already am sick. Sick of going to